What if I told you that this tiny sweater could mean the difference between life and death for a newborn lamb? And we're about to make it from wool grown, spun, and knit right here on the farm. So, sitting out here in the crisp winter air, which I wasn't expecting, it's hard to believe, as you look at all these girls here, that we are only a week and a half away from lambing. And it really put it into perspective for me that it is so important for those young lambs when they hit the ground to be warm, to have something to wrap themselves up in. So that led to my thinking, well, a lamb coat, that's perfect for using that fiber that I don't know what else to do with. Hi, Dee. Hi, Goody. Hello, Goody. Addie. For over 10 years now, we've had lambs born out on pasture, no problems, maybe some problems, but nothing major. But this year, the weather is not working with us. You can see it is still snowy and we are the end of March. It is not normal in my books. Now, going back in history, I think it probably is normal. We've just been spoiled. But never before have I needed to worry about my lambs dropping out in the snow. So you can see these two girls. This is Gia and Vanessa. They're last year's ewes, and they're still kind of small. You could almost imagine them fitting into this nice little lamb coat. But these girls here, it really is hard to believe that at one time this fit on this. They're so tiny when they're born. But this is what we're after. We're going to take our homespun, homegrown wool, and we're going to turn it into something that can be used to keep these lambs safe and warm in almost any kind of weather. This is my trick, you see? I bring out the food, but I don't actually open it up and give it to them, and then everybody wants to eat, so I get to give them attention. And eventually they sort of get used to it. That's Gia and Vanessa coming over to see me. Hi, Vanessa. Oh, look. Maggie. Hi, sweetie. Oh, you're jumpy. She has beautiful fleece. Just gorgeous. So does Maury. She's right there. Maury has gorgeous fleece too. So in my last video, you saw us spin that wool, the fiber that I thought maybe we'd make sock yarn, and it ended up a lot thicker than that. And I thought, what better use for it than making a little tiny lamb coat? I mean, you can't go better than that, taking fiber that's actually from your flock and knitting it up and using it to keep warmth in those babies as they arrive in this weird spring we're having. So I'm going to take you inside. We're going to knit up this cute little lamb coat. I'll go through the basics of it, but there really isn't too much to it. And hopefully we won't need it, but better to have it than not. All right, guys, we are back in from the cold, and it is time to get going on making this lamb sweater. First step is going to be to wind that yarn that you saw us spin in the last video into a ball. It just makes it so much easier to work with than going from the skein and having tangles. And then next we're going to make our slip knot, and we're going to cast on. And this is a German twist cast on. I use this for almost everything I knit. Not that I'm an expert by any means. As you guys have seen, I make mittens. But once we get everything cast on, it is moving on to that first essential row, which we're going to do a rib knit stitch. So we are knitting 2, purling 2, knitting 2, and purling 2, all the way to the end. And then once we're done that, we're going to just keep going, and we're doing 20 rows back and forth of this. All right, so we are having our morning coffee, and outside we have a little bit of snow today. So I decided we're going to kick it into gear on this little lamb coat because we're still in wait mode on lambing season. Any day now they could drop. We're checking every couple hours. So it's -9 tonight. Hopefully I can get this all finished up. All right, so we did our 20 rows of rib stitch. That's a knit 2, purl 2, basically. Then what we have here is we've done 18 rows of stockinette stitch. It actually has worked quite well with that yarn. I'm on a 4mm needle, and you can see there's a little bit of gappies here and there, but this is also going to felt together, so I'm not too worried. But we've got 18 rows. Row 19 and 20, we're going to add 10 stitches onto the end for our leg. I'll demonstrate that here. So this is our finished one that you saw at the beginning of the video. And here's the part that we're going to be adding right now is those stitches that make the bit for the legs to go in. And then the head comes out here. So once we get those 2 rows done, then it's another 20 of our ribbed, and then we're going to sew it up. Okay, no, we're not. It's early. I haven't had all my cups of coffee. We still need to film. We still need to knit the bottom as well. So we're going to get this top finished, knit up the bottom, basic same pattern, except for I always leave. Anyways, we'll get to that when we get to that. But let's get the top finished first and go from there. All right, we are super progressing on this lamb jacket. I will stop here for a second and I'll show you. So we got the first half, this is the top part, all done. And all of that was done with that, let me get my glasses off here so I can see you guys. All that was done with that yarn that you saw me spin that was kind of messy and was supposed to be sock yarn, but wasn't sock yarn, super thick. In the end, I had that much left over. So definitely not enough to do the second half. But now that we're progressing with the second half, I'm also running out of the ball that I decided to use from my stash. This is a chain ply that I'd done way before. So I guess we're going to have to raid the stash again because I really don't think it's going to get to the end of this, but I'm just going to quickly go through the rest of what I've done, and then we're going to go out and we're going to check and see if there's any baby lambs, because guess what? It's now into April, still no baby lambs. All the sheep are holding out on me, but that's giving me time to get this done just in case. So I'm going to go through it quickly. Basically on the bottom this time, I decided to only do 40 stitches instead of 48 to make it a little bit narrower between the lamb's front legs. We still did the 20 rows of knit 2, purl 2. Then I did 6 rows only of the stockingette stitch because you want that to be a little bit smaller on the tummy so it doesn't get pea or anything on it. And then we did our 2 rows, adding those 10 stitches on the ends for the legs. So now I'm down to my final 20 rows of rib stitch, knit 2, purl 2. And then we're going to get this off and we just need to sew them together. And then we're going to go see if there's a lamb out there that we can put it on. Well, lambing season arrived finally, April 11th. The first lambs came with no issues whatsoever. Jackie had a gorgeous set of twins, and it just continued from there. But I'm not going to share too much because we do have a lambing video coming. But they just kept coming. There were no issues until there were. We had a little young one that arrived and he just did not have decent fleece. He was behind, little underdeveloped, and boy did this coat come in handy because look at the weather that came. It got cold and miserable. So you can see this little boy here, he's wearing our fancy schmancy coat. This is the first one we've had born so far this year that has needed it. He's a little bit, I'm not sure exactly, but you'll see here, his fur compared to his sister's is very, very different. And this is where these coats come in quite handy. He almost lacks that outer coat that gives him the warmth and the water repellency. And just this gives him that little extra oomph to keep going. He was born pretty floppy-eared, and in a couple hours and a couple feedings, he's already getting so much better. Whoop, don't fall. Still wobbly. Oh, and here comes Mama. So at the beginning, this little guy had some trouble standing. He was a little behind, a little slow, and we were worried he was going to get hurt. So you can see that box in the back corner. That's where he spent a lot of his time those first couple days. And here's our second little user of the coat. They were outside last night. First time for the lambs all being outside. It was +3, and this little guy just doesn't quite have the fur coat that the others do, or fleece coat. And so we put the coat back on him just to keep him toasty warm. But now we got to see if he'll come over to get it off because it's going to be 16 degrees today and he'll be roasting. I will be honest, I'm just getting him in the corner of the shot there. I can't believe how handy this coat has come in this year. I definitely need to get more than just my 2. The colorful one that I did was just a little bit big because, to be honest, the bigger lambs don't need the coat. It's the young ones that come out a little runty that do. So I think up on the agenda for next lambing season, because we only have a couple left and we're now out of the cold stretch, is going to be making a few more of these little lamb coats just to have them in reserve so that we don't have to share them amongst the lambs. We were very lucky this time that they were sisters, the two mums, and they didn't seem to have too much problem with those lambs sharing the coat. But sometimes I think you could have conflict with the scents being transferred and them just not recognizing their own baby, which would not be a good thing. Speaking of the little devil, there he is. Hi, you want to get that coat off? Yeah? I don't know if we can do it with one hand. Nope. Got the little guy up here. We've got his coat off. And the one thing I'm noticing, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to capture it, he has the palest eyes that I think we've ever had in a sheep. Yes. But they're almost like blue, his eyes. And just look at them now. Full of energy, bouncing around and breaking into those chaotic little lamb races like nothing ever had slowed them down. That strong start matters, and this sweater played a part in giving them exactly that. It provided warmth, comfort, and a better shot in those first critical days, especially when the weather got bad. We're still learning here on the homestead and figuring out what works best, but moments like this make it all worth it. If you want to see how these lambs grow, how the sweater holds up, or what we try next, make sure you're following along. Be sure to subscribe and like, and hey, comment, because we love to hear from you. There's a lot more to come. What are you doing, Jolene?